So when I realized, you know, I can position my kid to win financially in the years to come, I was like, yo, like, other people got to hear about this. I'll do case in point, bro. I put away $200 a month in my daughter's IUL. By the time she's a seasoned adult, retirement age, 60, 65, 70 years old, she'll have 4.8 million waiting for her.
What up, what up, what up? It's Freewenow.
Feel it is backwards.
Yes, sir. Ski. And listen, we got a great one for you today.
Amazing one. Come on, don't undersell it. Don't undersell
Amazing
it.
one.
Talk
You
me
know,
up.
even though he's the wrong 1911.
The right one.
You
The
feel
right
one. Even though he's the wrong one, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but listen, this is crazy, right? Life hits you fast. And, you know, it's amazing the way life lines up, right? Because I want you guys to know this podcast sparked from an Uber ride.
Sure did.
Uber ride.
From
Sure
an
did.
Uber ride,
Sure did.
now we're at a studio recording a pod, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
Alignment.
I'm excited for this one. I hope
Yeah.
y'all get excited as well. What you got for the people, Keith?
Hey, man. Life's true value lies not in its length, but in the depth of our experiences. Don't discount what you do and how it affects who you are. And always remember who you are is more than what you do.
Hey, what
on,
we
Keith.
say? We in the school zone.
We gotta
You gotta draw
slow.
slow. You gotta draw slow on that one. Hey, rewind that back if you're watching that, because that was deep.
was deep,
You know what I'm
like-
saying? That was definitely deep. Okay, as a reminder, I just want to let y'all know, okay, this podcast is free we now till it's backwards, meaning till now we're free.
Come on.
Right? So everything we say, every guest we have, every topic, everything we do is intentional.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're not just talking just to talk. If that was the case, we can go, you know what I'm saying, hit the bar or whatever and go grab some drinks and talk, right? Like we're trying to help people get free as you see us get free in real time. Right? So we're talking about financial literacy today, right? And everything to do with, you know, literally a financial coach who specializes in kids, right? But he's gonna give you the tools and the strategies to be successful, man. So welcome to the pod, Jamone Woodley, everybody.
Jamone Woodley, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up.
Yeah, Kings.
Jamone,
Looking out.
yep,
Looking out,
yep,
Kings.
absolutely,
Happy to be
man.
here. Happy to be
So
here.
Jamone Woodley, right? You know, tell us who you are, man, where you're from. Man, we had a great Uber ride, right?
Yeah.
You know, we talked a little bit about New York, the South, and, you know, Gwinnett.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We talked a little bit about that and in Georgia. We talked a little bit about the Caribbean. So give the people a little background, man, of who you are, you know, your culture, how you were raised, and what you do.
100%. Well, thanks for the induction, having me here, guys.
Oh, always,
This
always.
is love.
Sure.
This is love. And I love how things align. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's crazy.
But about me, I'm a financial coach, professional advisor, and I specialize in kids. But before all that, you know, I'm from New York, from the Bronx.
Okay.
New
My
York.
pops
Boogie
is
down.
from the Bronx.
I'm from New
Sounds
York.
like a good man.
I'm from New
Sounds
York.
Sounds like a great man. Yeah.
From the Bronx.
Yeah,
What's up?
Boogie Down, right? Home of hip hop. And so my parents went divorced, right? So originally from the Bronx, from New York, right? But my parents ended up divorcing in the early 90s. So mom wanted to get far away from my pops, right? And so we ended up going to the A. That's how I got to Atlanta.
To the A.
Yeah, and my pops wanted to kind of stay involved in our life because I grew up with a twin brother, an identical twin too.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, like, you guys moved to Georgia, but at least let me get the summers. So back and forth every year, we'd go for summer in New York, back to Georgia to actually go to school. So it's kind of how the dynamic came about, both two cities. To the point where after a while, it was like, we got some girlfriends, we got down the hoop squad, we ran the track team, and
For sure.
after a while, I was like, yo, Dad, like, we don't want to go no more like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how the dynamic. My pops, he's from a small island called St. Kitts and Nevis. So is my mom. Both my parents from St. Kitts and Nevis, and the first generation American.
Okay.
So, you know, if you come from an immigrant household, you know, you get a lot of go to school, get good grades, get a good job, all that good stuff, because they have that opportunity, right?
Right.
So that's all we heard growing up. And so I always kind of lean back on that, you know, when it comes to, you know, the things I'm doing now
Right.
and the vision that I have for my kids,
Right.
right? But, you know, college ain't for everybody. But
Yeah.
so my background was incredible, bro. Like I had a really good upbringing, man. middle class household.
Mhm.
You know, I didn't have everything I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, which is probably a good thing. Because if I
Right.
did, you know, I probably would have came up entitled and
Right.
you know what I mean. And so I came up in a way where I was middle class,
Mhm.
but I always wanted more. So I hustled.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes not in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, being transparent, right?
Right.
But it led me to my journey. You know what I
Right.
mean? Where I am now. So,
Right.
yeah, man, it's all love.
Yeah, bro. I think that's you touched on a good point, man. You know, being from an immigrant household, man. Just briefly touch on, I guess sometimes the pressures or the expectations for you to kind of like take that your family name and you having this opportunity to have a better life than your parents did.
Mhm.
Like briefly touch on that, man, about how you felt. Sometimes like the expectations of your parents to go to college, to get good grades, to get the, whatever that they felt like was the American dream.
Yeah. So I think every immigrant household does this, whether it be Caribbeans, whether it be the Filipinos, Asians, everybody, Africans, because, as an immigrant parent, you don't have much, and you want your kids to stand on your shoulders, like any parent, right?
Right.
And so that's like embedded and thrived in you as a young child. Like, yo, like you gotta do this because this is what I sacrificed.
Yeah.
Me to get here, for you to have this. Right? And so because of that, it makes you put you in a mindset of, I kind of gotta win. Not just for me, but I could win for my last name.
Okay.
I win for my family because my parents did this. Now it's my turn to do this. Because they did this for me. Right? And so I use that today even in my business. I'm first generation to go to college, first generation to go to grad school, first generation to get my master's, stuff like that. So now I have two little ones, now they got to surpass me, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the vision. My parents did it for me, now I got to do it for them,
Right. You know what's interesting, bro? I think as Black people, you have the tale of two cities, right? So you have like the Black person who's, people are not immigrants, right? But they've been here for a while, right? And then you have, your situation where you're the first, person here, right? So it's like, but you have, I guess, the immigrant background to where they are instilling that family pride in you, instilling that last name in you. I feel like somebody who, is Black, identifies Black, right? Because we all Black, right?
100%.
But at the same time, it's a tale of two cities where like our parents aren't first generation here, so they don't still have, my parents did this, their grandparents this, we went through this. That lineage of kind of like tribal knowledge, you know what I mean, is not as thick. You feel me? Like I feel like, and then, as we keep it 100, right? Some Black people, we can be like, oh, why do they get to come here and then they are farther ahead? You know what I mean? How have we been here for so long and then they come here and then they're farther ahead? I think some of it stems from, like you mentioned, is like, that's preached. Like that's
Young
driven
age.
in your head. You know what I mean? Like last name, family. I did this, you gotta do that. My kids are here now, y'all gotta do that. Right? I feel like sometimes, that's a piece that's missing from, the third, fourth, fifth generations of people that have been here. Is like that drive to be successful is not as strong. You know what I mean? It's not as very urgent. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't have the weight of my family. Sometimes we think of pressure as a bad thing. I think sometimes pressure can be a good thing.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because like it can drive
Pressure
you to do the
makes
right
diamonds.
thing.
Shit, bro.
You feel me? I set myself up.
Yeah, you did.
I set myself up for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got that part. So why financial literacy? Right? Like you mentioned college, grad school. So why now to take this, route into, becoming literate in the financial industry?
Man, financial literacy found me. Prior to financial services industry, I still own e-commerce business. And I was doing that for a while, many years. Did well, did really good. I got to the point in my career, if I'm being completely transparent, where money didn't motivate me anymore.
Okay.
And I was around.
I'm ready to get there.
Yeah.
Money motivating you, right?
Yeah. That's a good motivation. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That was me in the beginning. After a while,
Yeah.
I moved on from that, but more so for purpose at this point. And so,
Talk to me.
Lining up.
yeah, facts. And so I realized that the group that I was in, I was the one that was kind of like I won't say the one entitled, but the one that was not doing what I was supposed to do. What I mean by that is, these brothers I was around were like pillars in the community, giving back, changing lives, and I was just making 20, 30,000 on a couch, doing nothing, like just because I'm selling products on Amazon, like I'm making money at home.
So when you mention e-commerce, like what, like Amazon, like what are you doing?
So I'm selling like Ray-Bans, NFL gear, Apple gear, things of that nature, right? So I'm buying products from overseas, bringing it back here, jack up the price, made a killing doing it.
Okay.
Right? So I'm making really good money doing this. But I started to feel bad because like I said, like these brothers are like changing communities, changing lives. And I started to feel bad. Like, yo, like what else can I do that's, where I could be productive. Somebody could look up to me and like, man, you changed my life. So I prayed about it, bro.
It's important.
It's important. I prayed about it. And one day at church, a lady sat down next to me and said, Jamone, I've been watching you. She's like, you're sharp, you're driven, you're motivating, you're successful. There's someone I want to show you. I'm like, you got my attention? I'm listening. What's up? That's good. Yeah, what up? Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm having an event at my office. I want you to be a guest of mine. Cool. I go to the event. Halfway through a presentation, I was like, say no more. I'm in. What are you doing for the community? Giving back, helping people? I want to be a part of that. Put me on. She's like, okay, cool. And since then, she became my mentor. Taught me the entire game of financial service industry. Okay. All on the job training. Like I did the MBA thing, but I did general MBA. I didn't do finance. Just all on the job training. So that's how this.
Man, that's super dope, bro. I feel like most of the people that I've met in the financial industry and that have become coaches and advisors, it's all centered around purpose.
Yeah.
Like my reason for even wanting to be, we're starting an investment club, right? Shout out to that. We got an investment club.
Hey.
You feel me? But even our purpose of doing that, our reason for doing that was purpose. You feel me? A lot of times we think we connect rich with evil. We connect wealthy with evil, right? Like we don't understand that the most people I meet, especially that look like me, they get into the wealth mindset, the financial literacy mindset off a sense of purpose. And I think in our community, we have to dissociate evil and wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, honestly, the most generous people I know got bread. Like you meet a selfish person, they probably broke.
It's facts.
Like keep it 100 with you.
That's facts.
Like
Have anything to give away.
How am I paying for your meal and I can barely eat? You know what I'm saying? Like for real, what I'm gonna give you if I don't have nothing?
Yeah.
So like I'm realizing, bro, you watch a movie, you watch superhero movies, they make Iron Man, they make Tony Stark look like evil. You know what I'm saying? They make The Dark Knight, he had to have lost a parent to like get to where he is. You know what I'm saying? Superman, he had to be from some outer space place. You know what I'm saying? Every person that we know that has wealth from, whether it be entertainment, industry-wise or movie-wise, they paint them to be evil, bro. And so even the misnomer of the verse in the Bible saying that money is the root of all evil, right? Even that being misquoted, right? Like, so like a lot of people in our community think like, I don't want a lot of money, or I don't want to learn that, or I don't want to get in wealth because it's around evil. So it's interesting, bro, and it's refreshing to be around people that understand that like, bro, I was already getting bread, but I got into this industry for my purpose.
That's it.
You feel me?
Which
That's
a perfect segue into what I got to ask. Right. One big thing I wanted to touch on too, what you said is thinking of money as evil, right? For the longest time growing up, I went to Baptist churches. It was just kind of the thing, go on Sunday, go to church, right? I associated the same thing, money and evil, right? So self-education is one of the most important things. You should listen to what everybody has to say. You should take in their advice. You should take in their counsel. But even more importantly, you have to be able to research yourself to honestly determine determine if what they're telling you is truth. It took me opening the Bible and reading, oh, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Facts. Not
Gold-
just the.
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Not just money.
Yeah.
Gold was within the earth. So why would God put something in the earth if he didn't want us to have it, right?
Right.
All of the great people in the earth, all of the things that God wanted us, they're very wealthy people. Whether it's wealthy in knowledge, whether it's wealthy in funds, whether it's wealthy in kindness, they are wealth and they have abundance. So that shows you that there is no way having an abundance of something can be evil, but the way that you utilize it can be.
Right.
But going more into what we're talking about, gift and purpose, right? Which is a staple of our podcast.
Yeah.
So tell me how you figured out your gifts and tell me how that aligns with what your purpose is in life.
Absolutely, man. It's a great question. And so I thought about this, and someone had to tell me that this was a gift of mine. And she said, Jamone, since I've known you, I haven't met anybody that really doesn't like you. You are a very likable person, very friendly. People that you meet gravitate towards you. You have a great energy. You know, I think that's a big gift, that people gravitate towards you because you're very likable. Like literally, like maybe 2-3 fingers I can name that, you know, has no riffraff with, but everybody else in my life and that like being around me.
Yeah.
You know, like good people, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
I met you for like 20 minutes and I'm here.
Now you know.
People like your boy.
No, facts.
Yeah.
I hit my boy. I was like, "Yo, we got one. We got one. We got one. We're gonna have him on the pod."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think how that aligns with my purpose is, I've learned when it comes to business, people do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. Period. Right? And I'm able to use my gifts of getting people to know people, getting people to know me, getting them to like me, getting them to trust me, because my business is all about relationships.
Yeah.
Literally. It's not about the numbers, it's about
Yeah.
relationships. And so because of that, I've been able to move my purpose, because my gift is, you know, people like it, boy.
We love to hear that.
Yeah.
Another big thing touching on that part is building a community is the basis of the success of your business. So getting people to like you, to trust you, to understand you, to build a relationship makes them want to invest in what you're doing just as much as you want to invest in that, right? And when it comes to, you know, the basis of your business, the financial literacy and teaching people about finances, one of the biggest things that we have to, as a people, do better at is teaching our kids.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the missing pieces. Everybody wants to teach their kids the same bad techniques that they have.
Right.
So what are 3 strategies that you would suggest to a family, a member, anybody who's bringing their kid up on how they could set their kid up for financial success?
Great question. It's more than 3, but I'll give you 3. Because there's many ways to skin a cat, right?
Yeah.
So there's many ways to build wealth for children and for adults.
For sure.
First one I'll probably say is a good way is a brokerage. Okay.
Brokerage? Okay.
So S&P 500 in particular, you know, it tends to grow around 8-9% a year on average. Now, if you get that to a child at an early age, by the time they're in let's say you put $100 in a month, by the time they're in the 60s, 65, that's well over 7 figures. That's one way, a brokerage account. I'll take a con to that though. I'll do pros and cons. The con to it is, you know, once they get to a certain age, they can have access to it. So if you tell them that this exists, and, you know, 18-year-old Ray got a girlfriend that, you know, he want to impress.
Right.
Flossing.
Yep.
There goes your brokerage account, right? So that's pros and cons. The second one, I would say, is probably ties into what you do in real estate. You know, putting properties and vehicles and land in the kids' names early on. If you can have access to that, to build equity along the way. By the time they become adults, they're in a very good position. All right? But the third way that I like the most, the strategy that I use the most to set kids up, is I use life insurance companies as investment vehicles. It's a wealthy strategy. What wealthy people do. A lot of people say, man, this is too good to be true. But it's not. It's too good to be free.
Too good to be free.
Sometimes when you hear something that's too good to be true, it's not.
Yeah.
It's too good to be free.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking that
Right,
talk.
right. And this particular strategy and vehicle, it gives you 3 main things. First, it gives you the ability to grow your money between 6 and 12% a year annually. It's a good return. Great return. Right? Second thing, it gives you something called a floor, like a real floor on the ground. In the event the market takes a hit, there's a downturn, there's a recession, there's a pandemic, the floor will catch it and lock it in where it is.
Somewhere you're gonna stop.
Exactly. So you never lose anything that you put in or what you've gained along the way. Right? Locks in. This is what wealthy people do. Right? The third thing gives you is tax-free distribution. I mean, I could pull this money out completely tax-free without paying Uncle Sam legally. Very similar to how Trump doesn't pay taxes legally, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, how they don't pay taxes legally. This one way is how they do it. They're using this type of strategy or vehicle to do that. It's called 7702A. That's the IRS code that we use to do it legally. Right? So imagine giving that to a child. A vehicle that grows 6 to 12% a year annually, takes no L's ever. Catch that. Takes no L's ever.
Ever.
It's designed to just grow and compound.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
It takes no L's ever. I need.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for dubs.
Yeah.
You said take no L's ever. I'm interested.
Yeah.
You said 7702A.
That's the IRS,
IRS code.
where you can pull out tax-free. Right? And the third thing, now keep in mind, like, you can pull this whenever you want to pay for college, you want to buy a car, you want to buy the first investment property, commercial property, personal property, want to buy a business, want to start a business, you want to pay for your girl dad, you want to pay for your baby girl's wedding one day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me, your boy. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Now you have options. What you do is you're giving your kid options. Right? So this is a really good strategy that I use the most because it's like a Swiss Army knife. You use it for multiple things. Right? And not just for one thing like a 529 plan going to use for college. College only. This is for everything. Which is why wealthy people use this. Why people never heard of this. If you ain't wealthy, you probably ain't gonna hear from it. If you don't go looking for it in a book, you're probably not gonna find it. Right? And so that's one of the things that I've learned when I got into the industry. I was like, yo, like, man, if more people knew about this, especially our community,
Right.
you know, our kids would be very, very far in the future.
No, for sure.
You know what I really loved about what you said?
Yeah.
Is options.
Yeah.
Giving your kids options, right? Like you said, if more people knew about this, they could set their kids up for wealth, right? It seems like in the Black community, when you grow up, people see sports, rapping, like a certain standard of things that you can make it in. And nothing against athletes because they put in a lot of work. Nothing against rappers because they put in a lot of work.
Right.
But it's almost a one-track mind of how can I make the most money? And people don't see other options. They only see the way that they're growing up, or they don't have the proper education within their household, and they're taught by social media of what are the only ways that you can make it. But literally dropping these gems and showing people, hey, he just gave you literally 3 different things. And then on the third one, he gave you 3 more different things of ways to make money and be tax-free. We
With the
talked about the
IRS
last
tax
we
code.
talked about the last podcast about how taxes is taking everything you got. Everything
After the
you got.
country is founded off of no tax.
Exactly.
We talk about the Boston Tea Party.
Yep.
We literally, they left England because they were mad about getting taxed.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And now we living in it.
And now every time we turn around, we getting taxed.
Tax. Yep.
That is
Yo,
so
come on.
important.
Yeah,
The
bro.
education of the different options that we have, right? So one thing I wanted to touch on specifically when it comes to me and Hassan, right? We're entrepreneurs, right? We're building our own business. And a lot of times even parents who've been, I guess, coerced or only believe there's one way to have like a 401k or a retirement plan. How do entrepreneurs build a 401k in their business and not working a dead-end job?
The IUL strategy. As a business owner, as an adult, you can have an IUL Index Universal Life. That's a cash.
Okay.
That's
wait
cash
a minute,
glitch.
I'm trying to download the information. So if you're an entrepreneur
Everyone.
out there, everybody, there's nothing wrong with being entrepreneurs, right? But you still have to set yourself up with the safety net.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of times, I know for myself included, I ain't gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all giving me a safety net with this 401k, I gotta consider
take
it.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Free money.
So like we in a school zone.
Yeah.
Drive slow.
Yeah.
Okay. He said IUL, right?
Yep.
What Index Universal Life.
Yeah.
So if you're an entrepreneur, this is the way that you can set yourself up with the same kind of, retirement plan. Somebody else that's living a 9-to-5, and now you don't have to, number one, have anxiety over it, and you don't have to be embarrassed or feel like you're less than, or feel like somebody else has a safer career because they have that 401k.
Yep.
So IUL Index Universal Life.
That's right.
Okay,
That's
talk
right.
about
That's
that.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's an ideal product or strategy for business owners,
Okay.
especially with the ones that are building their own retirement plan. Why? Because it has that component where, I don't want to pay Uncle Sam
Mm.
if I don't have to,
Mm.
right? And so as a business owner like myself, I have 2 of them. Transamerica is a client of mine.
Okay.
Nationwide is a client of mine.
Mm.
And I have both of them IULs in both, 500 a month in Transamerica, 500 a month for Nationwide. So I'm building my own IUL retirement plan using these vehicles. So as this money grows and accumulates and grows and compounds, and I'm ready for retirement when I'm 60, 65, 70, whenever I choose, I can pull that money completely tax-free. So case in point, someone who has a job with 401k has $1 million in their portfolio, right? They want to pull out $100,000 to live off $100,000. But since this is a 401k, you're in a tax me now box, or tax me later box, I should say. So now that 100,000, you really at 30% tax bracket. So you're really living off 70 in your retirement, right? Now someone who has an IUL has $1 million in there, wants to pull out 100,000, they live off 100,000. They don't got to pay the extra 30% because they pay taxes already in the beginning.
Okay,
Right?
okay. So real quick, we gotta break this down.
Yeah.
We're dealing with novice people right now, right?
Yeah,
So IUL, you get taxed on the front end
yeah, in the beginning.
Okay.
in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So when that time passes and you are ready to bring it out,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to pay taxes.
Exactly right.
So is it similar to like the Roth, right?
Very similar to a
Okay,
Roth.
okay.
Very similar to a Roth.
Boom.
Very similar to a Roth.
But a 401k, you're getting taxed on the back end.
Exactly.
So
You're
you
most
know,
vulnerable.
right. So as you know, the value of the dollar is decreasing.
Mhm.
So not only is that $100,000 30 years from now not worth the same as it is right now, you also gonna get 30% or whatever it is on a lesser $100,000.
Exactly
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Okay. So entrepreneurs, we low key better, not high key better off with the IUL,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Getting taxed ahead of time. Also, inflation is not on your side.
Mhm.
It's not.
You feel
Right,
me?
right,
Okay, cool,
right.
cool.
Prices
cool.
have not gone down.
And
You
it
feel me?
grows.
I'm
It
picking
grows.
up what you putting down.
It grows, 6 to 12% a year. And the average inflation rate is 3%.
Mm,
So what it's doing is outpacing inflation as it's growing and compounding.
mm.
So it puts you in a better position, 20, 30 years from now when you're ready to retire because it was outpacing inflation the whole time.
It
Right.
sounds like if you got a 9 to 5 with a 401k, you need to do this anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I wouldn't knock a 401k as long as that job is giving you a match.
A match.
A match.
A
Right.
match is
Important.
key.
Yeah.
Match is
If they're
important.
matching
It's
it,
free money.
it's free money.
Yeah.
100% free money. Take the free
Okay.
money all day long.
Okay.
Now, I would argue match up to the amount that they're offering.
Mhm.
Because, for example, let's say they match in 5%. Well, you only do 5%. Don't give 8 because that extra 3% you're going to get taxed on.
I got you.
You know, if you're going to do extra amount, put the extra amount in that IUL vehicle,
Mm.
tax related vehicle.
That is
Right.
a very
That's a
big
bar.
thing. That is a
Right.
very big
That's a
point.
bar.
And so that way, you're getting the best of both worlds. You get the 401k, the free money from the job, but also you get the compounding on your own outside the job.
Mhm.
So if those who are employed that have a 401k that want to do this too can do it too. So it's best of both worlds. Everybody wins.
That's great.
Where can, all right, this is great. And we're going to get back to the questions. But this is some good stuff that you're saying. And I feel like people are going to be really interested in it.
Yeah.
Because I have faith in our people. I have
Come on,
faith in
come
our
on.
community.
Exactly.
I have faith that they're talking about the wealth gap is going to be this much,
Yeah.
but they ain't account for us.
Yeah.
They ain't account for this podcast.
They didn't.
They ain't account for Jamone Woodley.
They
You
did
feel me?
not.
So where can they find you right now, bro? To like, if they watching this podcast and they don't watch anything else,
Yeah.
where can they go find you to you help them to get this started?
Absolutely. So IG, Jay Woodley. You find me there. You find me on YouTube. On Woodley Wanderers.
Okay.
You find me there. I do events every Wednesday on my website where we do what we do. We share with families how to build wealth, how to get out of debt, how to position your kids to win financially. Every Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. And my team does it too. So sometimes it's not me presenting, sometimes my teammate is presenting. We do it every single week to give people access to us when they can have access to us.
Okay.
For
Right.
sure. Yeah, we can get back to it. I just want to make sure that.
For sure.
You got it. You got it, man. You know what
Joe.
I'm saying? Because people gonna watch a little snippet, have their idea, and not go for the full thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is even more important to my next question. So, with everything going on, the wealth of knowledge that you're dropping, please replay this.
Yeah.
Please really listen to what we're talking
sure.
about. We're
Yeah.
trying to set y'all up in a different mindset than you've already been coerced into.
Facts.
So, what are some resources that you offer specifically to help people educate on financial literacy?
So we do a couple of things. One, like I mentioned, we do the Wednesday night financial empowerment.
Mhm.
But also, we help families get out of debt, which is a huge thing that most of our community is really facing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, help families get out of debt, help people make more money as a resource of our firm, and we help people pay little to no taxes on their long-term investments, man. Like,
Hey, and that's what I'm with.
that's huge.
You know what I'm saying? All right, we're gonna screw it. Listen, we watching the debate.
Yeah.
The debate was yesterday.
Yeah,
You talking about Trump and Biden.
yeah,
Right? The debate last year, I mean not last year, but last term, right? It's like, oh my gosh, Trump, you don't pay any taxes. Show us your taxes, blah, 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 right? Me, I'm like, what? You don't pay taxes?
yeah.
How does he do that?
I'm like, that's crazy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But me being a hustler,
Yeah.
me also realizing I can learn something from anybody,
Yep.
regardless if you're doing bad or good. I can learn something from the drug dealer on the street
Yeah.
or the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because the person that's selling you ibuprofen not that different from the person, you know what I'm saying, in the Bronx giving you that pill.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Honestly.
Facts.
And I was I'm a beep beep to my
He
horn.
got into this on. I
You
knew he was
feel
gonna throw
me?
it in there. I
You
knew he was
feel
gonna throw it in
I
there.
was a biochemistry major in college.
Yeah.
Right? I was pre-med.
All right.
So the chemical structures of these drugs that they give you from pharmaceutical companies,
Yeah.
it's a hydrogen here, a carbon here, an aromatic ring here, right? Of the structure of the element or whatever it is, the drug that they're selling you
Yeah.
is not that different from an opioid to crack.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that different.
Mm.
You feel me? You throw a couple of things here, a couple of things there, and you turn it around this way or whatever, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you this, you can learn from anybody.
Facts.
Back to the original point of Trump, I'm like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
I don't have to agree with everything you say to learn something
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you don't pay anything.
Don't glaze over that. Wait. No taxes.
Yeah.
No taxes.
Yeah.
I understand you saying build a wall, border this, border that. But you wait a minute, you said no taxes.
Yep.
Nobody said no. We still haven't seen them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything after that. It kind of died away.
Yep.
I'm like, all right,
Yep.
what is he doing?
Yep.
All right, keep going.
I'm glad you said that because that actually went viral when it happened. He said we don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody was on his
Yeah.
head.
And he
Right.
said, I'm smart.
Exactly.
I said,
I want to be
Exactly.
smart too.
Because I'm smart. All right? All right? That was the answer. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm smart. And what he does is he hires people like me to show him strategies of design IULs and vehicles like that, right? And so, but the good thing is anybody has access to information as long as they seek it, you know? Now, when it comes to the financial advisors, professionals, you know, we tend to be, to the naked eye, expensive for most people, right? But our resource for us and my company is we actually don't charge a dime for financial literacy or services at
Not
all.
a cent. Not a cent.
Not a cent. Not a cent. And here's how I do it. And so those companies that I mentioned earlier, Nationwide, Transamerica,
right.
right? They're my clients, right? And so I'm more like a middleman broker. So let's say you came to me as like, Jamone, I want to position myself to win financially. I want to be financially independent in the years to come. What can I do? Cool. I'll help you out. I'll show you some strategies, building wealth, getting out of debt, the whole nine, right? And I'll introduce you to, let's say it's Nationwide. Hey, Nationwide, I got a client that wants to do this, that. Cool. Well, Jamone, thanks for bringing him to us. Here's a referral commission. Therefore, your client don't have to pay you, right? So my client don't got to pay me a dime because now I just go straight to your investment vehicle, your strategy. That's it. You don't got to pay me anything. So you kind of get an advisor kind of for free, essentially.
For
you know?
free, yeah.
And
free.
that's dope that you even saying that.
Mm.
Because a lot of times people are like, everything is kind of like, you don't really know. You're in the dark. I don't know what's going on. How are you? I'm
You
be
get
honest.
paid.
If I come to you,
Yeah.
I want to know how you benefit.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it
Yeah,
on.
how you eating?
How you
Yeah.
eat? Free and you ain't eat.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. So that's how I eat.
Yeah.
So those companies literally pay me to educate families.
Mm,
It's just indirectly.
for sure.
Right?
For sure.
So when people call, I'm like, yo, like, I do this for free. Like, it's complimentary. Like, all right, cool. I'm listening now.
right.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Cool. Well, hold on. Let me call my mom and my brother real quick.
Yep.
We get them on the line too. You know? Give this free sauce.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So if you listening here,
Yeah.
you don't got to pay.
You gotta pay me on this. Yeah.
So don't get on here talking about, well, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
I can't afford
Yeah,
that.
none of that.
I got to pay these bills. You don't got to pay him anything.
Literally.
He is giving you free game to the freest truth,
Mhm.
to the freest money.
Facts.
And that's what we love, right?
Facts.
So
Facts.
understand what he's saying.
Facts.
So-
that's real.
Now we free.
With the,
Now-
there we go.
Now we free.
I love when people promote your stuff like it's theirs. That's what I love.
free.
That's what I love.
Yes,
all right.
sir, Ski.
So all of us being black individuals up here, right? We also do not discount that there is a wealth gap in the Black community compared to other communities.
Facts.
So what do you think are the biggest mistakes that the Black culture makes compared to other cultures when it comes to financial literacy?
I'll start off with kids when it comes to that. For example, I'm world traveled, right? I'm very fortunate to travel the world. And my wife and I went to China in 2016. And when we got there, we've learned that when it comes to every dollar that when someone makes over there, they save 25 cents. And they teach that to children at a very early age. As soon as they get old enough to be able to count, 4, 5, 6 years old, they teach them how to save immediately. That's the Asian community. That's in China. Here in the United States, in our Black community, we don't learn any of that until we're spend, right? That's our, our models. We're more so consumers than savers, right? So the first thing is teach them early. That's the biggest mistake, is we don't learn early enough to be able to learn and adapt and grow and use our resources at a young age to be able to make good decisions when we're older. But with other communities, Asians, Jews, people in those communities, they tend to do that very, very well at a young age. So therefore, the gap gets bigger and bigger because, they have a lot more time if they compound it over the years to get further and further ahead of our community. Right? So that's one of the biggest mistakes that I found so far is we're not taught early enough. First, something like when you speak a different language, it's easier to find out
when you're a
kid, right? Same thing with money. It gets easier making financial decisions when you're older because you started when you were young, right? Exact same thing. Exact same thing.
You know what's interesting about that? And why is that though? Like, I'll ask you two questions, right? The first one is, why is it, and for anybody, that it's easier to pick up, I guess, great habits for investing as a young kid? Why is it easier to learn a new language as a young kid? Why is it easier to build up strong kids than repair broken men? You know what I mean? Like, what is it about kids that makes them so malleable, right? Like, what is it that allows them to be so receptive and pick up on things so quickly?
Yeah, because kids are sponges, right? I read an article years ago that said, how many languages can you teach a child? You know what the answer was? As many as they're taught.
You ain't been taught enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, 5, 6.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. Yeah.
I was trying to think of numbers.
I thought the same thing.
Maybe a little hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? As many as they're taught. And so it's the same thing with money.
Money. So money's a language.
Facts.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
It's a
Facts.
language.
Same thing.
Don't speed by that. Money is a language.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And if you're taught early enough, then you can consume that like a sponge. Just like how a kid can learn multiple languages at a young age. Very exact same thing.
That's important because I think more importantly in the Black community, we put the same restrictions on our children as we had on ourselves, which is one of the biggest mistakes I think we make as a people. We're so much in, Haas has said this in a previous podcast, we're so much in survival mode that we forget that we can prosper.
Facts.
We forget that we can move forward, and we get so caught up in I got to pay my bills, so I can't pay this, or should I pay the light or the water bill? We're so much in survival mode, and our kids pick that up, and they believe that's how their life's gonna go. So now they have a spending addiction. Because black community is $1 trillion people.
Consumers.
Right. It's $1 trillion people. If y'all haven't watched our previous podcast, go type in. We literally broke down what we spend our money on. $1 trillion people. And we're so caught in survival mode, it just doesn't make sense. So that shows that our education on finances and our spending addiction takes away from how that we teach our children to be better and prosper.
Exactly right.
Yeah, no.
Exactly we dropping some gems on here today.
Yeah, nah, bro. More is caught than taught.
Exactly.
More is
you know what I'm saying? More is caught than taught.
That's it.
And I think we don't realize that, man, I was like, so I work at a building right now where it's dealing with children, how they have gone through traumatic experiences. But like when they come in, I notice they repeat everything. So like, if, the kids, if the receptionist is like, yeah, go down the hall and make a left. The kid is like, go down the hall and make a left.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, okay, yeah, we'll be right with you in 15 minutes. We'll be right with you in 15 minutes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so for us, it's annoying. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you repeating me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
you're a
yeah,
parent,
yeah.
like, sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you think about that, if you can reverse engineer it, if you start saying, save 25%,
Mm-hmm.
right? IUL,
Mm-hmm.
right? Index Universal Life,
Yep.
right? If you start saying these things, right, that are centered around financial literacy and then repeating them.
Yep.
Like a kid is literally a parrot.
Yep.
They repeat everything you say.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my pops. You know what I'm saying? He got a 3-year-old right now.
All right,
Right?
all right.
Right? But I notice when I'm around my little brother, if I got my hat a certain way, he wears his hat a certain way.
Mm.
You feel me? We were interviewing a guy named Hendo. Shout out Hendo Studios.
All right.
Recording studio in San Diego that he
Yeah.
really been putting us on a podcast game
Okay.
and stuff like that. So shout out to him. But he said, yo, I got a 2-year-old and I would come home, open up my laptop and sit down and do work. He was like, his kid had a Leapfrog like laptop pad or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, he watches me go and sit down. So now every day when I come home, he sit down and open his Leapfrog and does the same thing I do. You feel me?
Yep.
And
yep,
so
yep.
like when you say money is a language, more is caught than taught,
Yep.
right? Like we're in survival mode,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everything that we're doing, sometimes you don't have to tell them, hey, don't do this or don't do that. They watching you.
show 'em.
Literally.
You show.
Literally.
Kids are your mirror.
Yep.
They're like, and another thing I noticed, I may be ranting right now, but it's a pod, pets.
Yeah.
Like dogs, I can tell a lot about a person by the way their pet acts.
Mm.
If your pet is trained and they like say and they sit when you say sit, or they're not going around peeing on the carpet,
Yeah.
or like when somebody comes, they're not running into you and jumping on you.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me a lot about you
Mm.
because you trained your pet not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You put the guidelines and rules in place. Your house has structure and order.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like you mentioned God earlier, they were like, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like when you think about it, how do you keep a clean house? You gotta have order.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have
Structure.
structure.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
100%.
So like this is super duper interesting to me, bro, to like unpack the psychology,
Yeah.
you feel me, of investing,
Yeah.
money being a language. You even wanting to take an interest in kids.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I'll ask you that, why kids,
Yeah.
bro? Like, what sparked you to even want to do this for kids?
I had a kid.
He said I had a kid.
That's what
I
did
was
it, bro.
I had a kid.
I had a
That'll
kid.
do it.
That'll do it.
100%.
That'll do it.
I had a kid.
Hey,
100%,
nothing
bro.
deep. I had a kid.
I had a kid, bro. Yo, listen. I
Yeah.
had a kid. And literally, I put a plan together for her. My daughter's, she's 2. I put a plan together when she was 10 months old. And after I was done, I was like, yo, I just set my kid up for life. A couple things popped in my head. 1, I had to tell the parents about this. 2, especially the ones that look like me. Right? But 3, this could be a real niche for me. Because I looked it up. I was like, yo, is any other advisors for kids? And I'm one of 8, bro, in the country with the specialization.
One of
Of
8
8.
in the
When you said that in the Uber, I said, wait a minute.
in the country.
One of 8 in the country
Talk your stuff,
with the
good brother.
specialization, bro. And to top it off, I'm the only one that looks like me.
Mm.
So now it's become a crusade. If it ain't me, who?
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
if it ain't me, who?
So now it's a crusade. So when I realized, like,
Mm.
yo, like,
Mm.
they gotta hear this.
Okay.
So when I realized, you know, I can position my kid to win financially in the years to come, I was like, yo, like, other people gotta hear about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do case in point, bro. I put away $200 a month in my daughter's IUL. By the time she's a seasoned adult, retirement age, 60, 65, 70 years old, she'll have 4.8 million waiting for her. I'll say that again.
Woo!
I put away $200 a month in the strategy when she was 10 months old. And by the time she's a seasoned adult, this vehicle would pay her 4.8 million.
Mm.
4.8 million.
Hey, that's
dollars.
contract money.
That's when I realized.
That's pro sports money.
Facts, bro.
Real
And-
talk.
Yeah.
Bro, keep in mind, bro, this is just this vehicle alone.
Mm.
I ain't talking about my real estate portfolio,
Mm.
brokerage account. You know what I mean? This is just the IUL by itself.
By
Mm.
itself.
And mind you, I said 200 a month. Most households, let's say mom and dad in the household, 200 a month is kind of doable
Mm-hmm.
to put away aside for a child who's young. So I tell clients like, yo, treat this like a bill because we're already used to being consumers, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
I just do the
Working
same
on the
psychology.
psyche, working on the psyche.
Treat it like a bill, $200 a month. That's some J's. That's a date night. That's a weekend getaway, whatever it may be. $200 a month. That's doable for most households. You put that in the right vehicle that compounds the right way. Man, by the time you look up, man, you're breaking generational curses. Your last name is changed forever.
That is.
Imagine having $4.8 million that you can pass down to your kids' kids, do whatever you want. $4.8 million?
Off $200 a month.
Off $200 a month. Hey, that's dope boy money.
Facts, bro.
I'm telling you right now. Two big things I
That's
got to touch on.
BMF. You talking BMF.
Two big things I cannot let glaze over. One of the biggest things was one of the first things you said is it's a mindset shift. You said, I just set my daughter up for life.
Yeah.
When most people have kids, they say, how can I afford this? I can't have a kid right now. I don't got the money for this.
Yeah.
I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I got to sacrifice this. I can't spend this. You said, I just set my kid up for life at 10 months old.
Yep.
So we have to have a mind shift instead of looking at our kids as a downpour and putting the same restrictions on that we have as them, and just start thinking, all right, how do I transition from thinking this is another bill to how do I set them up to where they're not in the same situation for me? And another thing, $200 a month.
It's doable.
Hassan, how much money we just spent? How much money we just spent? Like
Tell me,
100,
tell me. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
130 each?
No, before we got here tonight,
Yes,
130.
130 each. Before we got here
here.
tonight, $130 each. I'm telling you right now, when it comes to going out, when it comes to having fun, when it comes to doing all these extravagant things, people will spare no cost.
Yep.
$200 is nothing to you when you're going on a trip, when you're going to have that meal, when you're going to have that drink, when you're buying those clothes. But when it comes to something that's truly important, everybody wants to sacrifice those important things. How do $200?
$200, bro.
I can't do that right now. But $200 a month can set your kid up for the rest of their life.
Literally.
And that is one investment.
Yep. One strategy.
Not everything that you got set up. That is one investment.
strategy.
$4.8 million.
One strategy.
Most people have never seen that in their life.
Yep.
Most people don't even understand the amount that is.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, inflation's a big thing, but $4.8 million is a big chunk to cut into.
100%.
So okay, all right. So you got $4 million instead of 4.8.
That's crazy.
Bro, that's crazy money, yo.
The power of compound interest. That's the important part.
Compound.
People
Stack
miss.
it up.
Compound interest is incredible.
That's
They
crazy.
call compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. Those that use it earn it. Those that don't pay it. Right?
One more time.
It's one of the 8th wonders of the world. Those that use it earn it. Those that don't pay it. So keep in mind, like credit cards, right? It compounds. You know what I mean? Over time. And you pay more and more and more. But if you put it in the right way, for example, like IUL or like an investment or things of that nature, it could be beneficial for you. So it goes either way, right? But so the power of compound interest, man, if you use it for a child, it's literally life-changing. Literally. I'm literally breaking generational curses.
You are.
Literally.
That's crazy.
So when I sit down with a family and I'm sitting in front of them and I'm talking to a parent, and I'm telling them the strategy, what we're doing, what we're about to do, I'm literally positioning their last name 2, 3, 4 generations behind to be changed forever.
For your kids.
Kids.
God
It's
said-
designed for.
Tell her.
God said you gotta leave something for your kids' kids. That's the true testament to a good man.
He said a good man. We didn't even get the
good
great
man.
yet.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
Bible, he said you leave an inheritance for your
kids'
kids.
kids.
If you want to be a good man. And we're talking about money. A lot of
Yeah,
times, spiritual wealth and we're gonna. God said leave money.
Yeah.
Abraham had bread.
Yeah,
When
sure
Jesus
did.
was born, those three wise men that came and brought him gold, silver.
Did.
You know what I'm saying? They brought him
Sure
money.
Sure did.
You feel me? Like Moses had everybody in the Bible that was prominent. King Solomon, David, right? They had money.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
Like they had bread. If you want to have change in the world, it's not rocket science. Like even in Matthew, I think it's Matthew 25. One of my favorite verses is like, I was hungry, you didn't give me food.
Yeah.
I was homeless, you didn't bring me and say, hey, I got a place for you. The story of the certain Samaritan. It wasn't a good Samaritan, it was a certain Samaritan. Right? He had the ability to put him on his camel. He had the ability to take him to an inn and pay for his hotel.
Yeah.
He had the ability to have wine and oil to care for his wounds.
Yeah.
He got robbed. He was left for dead. All right, you know what? Hey, whatever he is, put it on my tab. I got him. I'm gonna pay for his Medicaid, Medicare, whatever, first aid, whatever he need. The nurses, I'm gonna pay for all of that. I'm gonna pay for his stay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay for his food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back, and if it ain't what it is, if I still owe you something after that, I got you. You gotta have bread to do that.
That's right.
You feel me? Like,
Right.
let's not make it deep, yo.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to change the world, if you want to change and make it, you mentioned earlier, you got around people that were making an impact.
Yep.
All them people had money.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And you don't listen to people that ain't got what you want.
Please don't.
You do not listen to people that don't have what you want.
Please don't.
What are we talking about?
The moment a millionaire steps in a room, everybody ears poke up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, the same homeless man could preach the same thing and everybody's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't got nothing.
Facts.
How you gonna tell me about being rich and you homeless?
Mm-hmm.
When you have something, when you have the finances, everybody is literally going to line up and they're gonna pay everything they got
Yeah.
to listen to what you got to
Facts.
say.
Facts.
Facts.
King Solomon, that's how he got his money. He was a consultant, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He was literally consulting.
Yep.
The Queen of Sheba came to him to listen and be like, how you doing this, blah, blah, blah. Like, put me on game. You feel me? Like, hey, you doing whoa, whoa. Like,
put me on.
put me on.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, hey, you doing it like that?
Yeah. You ain't like
I
that,
don't
bro?
believe you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's their
saying?
favorite line too.
Yeah,
Put me
yeah.
on.
Put me on. You know what I'm saying? Put me on. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
No, that's love,
Yeah,
yo.
yeah.
No, that's
Yep.
big time.
Yep.
I love the fact that you've taken interest in, I think, two of the most forgotten about communities. And I think that's entrepreneurs right now. Because back in the day, if you said entrepreneurs, that was code for you sold drugs
Mm-hmm.
or you were in between jobs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like if you said you were an entrepreneur, there was like,
He
ain't got no
he
job.
one of them.
Yeah.
He one of
He
them.
one
He
of
one of
them.
them.
Yeah.
he don't got no
Yeah,
job or
yeah.
he's selling drugs.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
feel me?
Yeah.
That was the political correct way to say I'm in the streets.
Yep. Yep.
You feel me? Like, but now entrepreneurs, like you catering to that. The next thing is kids, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So like those are two like vital communities, I think, for the Black community is what's gonna close the wealth gap.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not gonna do it just working for somebody else.
100%.
Like you're not gonna do it having a 9 to 5.
100%.
Kids, you're not gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Just, oh, I'm gonna just be an influencer.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Or I just wanna be this next you. Like, you have to have strategies in place that he mentioned, right? To set you up for the long run, right?
Right.
So all of that was super deep.
Yeah.
At the same time, we gotta bring the human element to
We
it.
gotta lighten it up. We gotta
Okay,
lighten it up.
okay,
We gotta
okay.
lighten
We
it
gotta
up.
lighten it up a little
What's up?
bit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Get to know Jamone. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would Kanye say? We want to know how you feel. How you feeling? You dance to 77 songs. You was like, say the music too fast. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how you feel. How you feel, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is our this or that segment.
This or that.
All right.
Right? And so this is gonna be, rapid fire.
All right.
If we, if it go there, we go there, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But don't think too deep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
So this or that, the first thing that come to your mind, you got a lot of experiences, you feel me? The Caribbean experience, Gwinnett,
yeah.
you feel me? The Bronx,
CX.
out here now in
Yeah,
Cali,
yeah,
living in
yeah.
Torrance.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you got a lot,
Yeah.
right? So I want to know experience. I want to know how you feel, right?
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
cool.
Let's do it.
This or that, all right? Best vibe, West Coast or East Coast?
Ooh, East Coast.
East
Okay,
Coast.
okay. Good times or Sanford and Son?
Sanford and Son.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
Ooh,
This the big one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a big one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
come on.
yeah,
It's the big one.
yeah.
Okay,
You
okay.
big dummy.
Yeah. Grady on the show was a noops. I got to shout out to him.
Shout out
Yeah,
to the
he was a
dude.
noob. Yeah, he was a noops. I got to support.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay, Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie, come on, man. New Yorker, man. They'll
New
just so
York, you know what I'm saying? He said the Bronx.
They'll just so me.
Wrong, New York.
Yeah, yeah,
New York.
New York.
yeah.
Okay. Boys in the Hood or Minister Society?
Ooh, Men's Society.
Ooh.
My favorite.
Rockin' with Kane.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood or The Wood?
Ooh, the Wood, man.
I always
yeah,
remember
yeah.
suck, never chew. Pause. All right, bet. Okay, rap or R&B?
R&B, bro. At this age.
Okay,
R&B
okay.
now.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Jay. I'll go with Jay.
going with Jay?
Yeah, I gotta go with Jay this time. Yeah. That's a good one, though. That's a good one.
That one got
That's a
you,
good
right?
one. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
For sure. I'm going Hove too. Okay. We're gonna do food. So Caribbean food or soul food?
Caribbean, bro. Shout out to my Caribbean people then. Why? That's that.
Wow, he said, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Best slang, West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast.
Yeah,
East
yeah.
Coast.
He
East Coast,
rocking with the East
I
Coast.
would say heavy on the East.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. I came out here, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Don't even make sense.
Yeah.
At least sometimes on the East Coast, you're like, okay.
You can
makes
understand
sense.
it.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe I don't get it immediately, but when you explain it,
Somebody
Copy.
told me from New York, they was like, it's brick out here. I was like, it's
Yeah,
cold,
yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
it
know
hurt.
it's
It's
so
so
cold. I
cold.
knew
It's so
immediately.
cold it hurt.
Because I know
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
step out the door, that
Brick
cold
in
hit
your
you.
face.
It's
Yeah.
like a brick.
You know what I'm saying?
That
No,
shit
for
hurt.
Sure. Out here is like it don't even make sense.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Feel me?
yeah.
All right, spades or dominoes?
Spades. I went to HBCU, man.
Yeah,
Spades.
Okay,
spades. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to HBCU.
Langston University, Lou, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Langston.
Langston University.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
HBCU.
Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King.
Martin
Luther King. Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Man of peace, man. That's where I am right now in life.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
So do you think earlier you would have said Malcolm X?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. It's a transition.
Yeah. Early in my life,
kid
absolutely.
now,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel me?
Man of peace
Nah.
now. Yeah.
No, for sure. It's on the back end. All right. So LeBron or Mike?
Woo! I'm going MJ, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We ballin', we ballin'.
All right, and that's it. That's the end of the pod. That's
We
the end of the
following MJ.
podcast.
We following MJ
Yo.
over here.
No, Bron. Okay, Mike over Bron.
Like, bro.
Don't think too deep. It's not too
Yeah,
deep. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Take the L, brother.
Don't get me wrong. He up there, but if I had to pick two, I was MJ.
Take the L, brother. Keep moving.
That's crazy. We'll have to talk offline about that. Okay, Black Panther Party or Civil Rights Movement?
Civil rights.
So peace right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, it's big peace.
Very
Big
peace.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
peace.
yeah.
Okay. Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
I met Kevin Hart a couple of times. I've been in the show a couple of times.
Oh, really?
So I would say Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Over Cat? Okay.
Yeah. Only because it's personal. Like, yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor or Dave Chappelle?
Richard's before my time, man. So I can't really compare. I
Yeah.
have to say Dave.
Dave.
Davis
Yeah,
is hilarious,
yeah.
bro.
No, Dave is
I
tough.
can't discount.
You know the
that.
mark of a great comedian? And this is why I like great comedians. Well, this is why I like comedians and I consider them to be great.
Okay.
They give you truth in a humorous way.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you're able to take truth, things that are going on in society, I learn when I watch Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I grow and I learn more about life when I watch him. You know what I'm saying? It's not just funny,
Yeah.
stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I learn.
Yeah.
very
Like drop
relatable.
nuggets.
It's very
It's
relatable.
very
Yeah,
relatable.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like the mark of a great comedian is to be able to teach you
Mhm.
in a funny way.
Mhm.
I think that's my favorite teachers in school were the people that were able to make learning fun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Okay.
So like if you have the ability to make learning fun and I don't feel like I'm learning,
Yeah.
but I just watch your Netflix special and I know more about politics now.
Yeah.
I know more about IULs now.
Yeah.
You feel me? I know more about strategy. I'm like, nah, bro, you different.
Teaching's
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
center of everything.
It is. It is.
Facts.
No,
Center
for
of
sure.
everything.
It's well
All
put
right.
too. Well put.
Yeah.
All right, so we had our little light moment, right?
Yeah.
Back to the real. Back to the real, right? That was our little break, right? Okay, so 1 of 8 in the country.
One of eight in the
Deep.
country.
So that already sets you apart.
Yeah.
But what do you believe outside of that sets you apart from other financial advisors?
Outside being one of 8, there's nobody doing kids, man.
Mhm.
And I find it fascinating that most advisors, tend to go with adults. Why? Because adults are paying the bill,
Mhm.
right? Which I understand. But since now my purpose has been moved to position children to win financially, and that's my crusade. I think that's what kind of drives everything now. The crusade behind it. That which sets me apart of other advisors. Because, like I said, I'm the only one that looks like me. The only one.
Mhm.
How does that feel?
It's a lot of us out here.
How does that feel being the only one?
How do I say this? It feels empowering. It feels like it's a movement. It feels like if not me, who else?
Mhm.
But I would have to say that now I kind of have a team, so it's not really just me anymore.
Okay.
But I'm the only one that really specializes in kids. My team does adults and other people like that, but I'm the one that actually focuses on kids and kids only.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting,
right.
bro.
And so it does feel lonely sometimes. Like, dang, nobody else out here doing
The
this.
whole saying less is more. It's plenty
Yeah,
of-
yeah.
But like,
Plenty of us.
it's interesting on that. It's like, okay, so we're officers in the Navy.
Yeah.
Right? I'm no longer in, but he's still in,
Yeah.
right?
Alright.
So like we feel that same weight of being in an environment where you're the only one.
Mhm.
So it's like you carrying a flag
Mhm.
and you're always on audition
Mhm.
and it feels like a movement.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's a movement.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like we feel that weight of carrying the torch, but also the pressure
Yeah.
of carrying the
Yep,
torch.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I
All
feel
eyes on
like,
me.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, it's just kind of like
Push and pull.
this
Right.
dichotomous relationship of your feelings, bro.
Mhm. Yep.
Of like you feeling like, dang, why isn't there more of us?
Yeah.
I like how you said that, right? Because it does feel good, right? Being the only one, because you know you're doing something that is abnormal,
Yeah.
right? You got on this earth and you didn't decide to be average.
Right.
Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people choose to do nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of people choose to just wake up, go to work, and call it a day.
Yeah.
Some people want more. And I love the fact that not only somebody wants to do that, but Black people want to do that in general, because we are definitely behind the curve. But also in that same sense, it's almost disheartening that it's like, why does nobody else want to be at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Why is everybody so involved in complaining about their circumstances instead of taking care of their responsibility?
Yeah.
When we were put on this earth, our responsibility is to provide for the next generation.
Yeah.
That means the only way you can do that is do something with your life.
Facts.
You can't sit around and just hope for better. You have to put in work day in and day out. And a lot of people don't understand that it is a constant grind.
Yep.
Every day I wake up early, I'm arguing with myself about getting early. Every day I do something better, I'm arguing about myself with doing something better. Every day that I want to slack off, I'm arguing with myself about slacking off. It's no breaking this. You have to wake up every day and truly want something more than your actual self, right?
Facts.
So when I can't wait, and I hope I'm alive to even see a portion of the community actually building something for what we got. Instead of sitting here talking about, well, we were put in this situation in slavery. That was long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know any slaves.
Right.
So why are we still talking about how that hindered us instead of talking about how we can improve from that?
100%. 100%
No,
agree.
for sure. I think it's interesting, man. It's like you mentioned, where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And what's the solution?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like are we solution based?
No.
I
We're
feel
reactive.
I feel like we have, and this may be controversial, but we have a Black History Month, right?
Yep.
Why don't we have a Black Future Month?
Mm.
Why, when we're talking about Black history and then we talk about all these inventors and inventions, why don't we have a segment or an environment that curates the future?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have an environment where we can bring somebody like you up to talk about, hey, this is how you set your kids up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or this is what you need to do. It's like, okay, cool. Harriet Tubman freed us. Some people didn't go because they didn't even understand that they were slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Check Raj.
Yep.
But what are we gonna do now?
Right.
Because if you see, they want to reverse Roe v. Wade.
Wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Fearless Fund that they were funding Black women businesses, you know what I'm saying, got ruled as unconstitutional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're talking about how, you know, Trump and Biden were arguing over golf. When our you know, Black women had a fund that was funding Black businesses, and they got ruled as unconstitutional.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, what are we really focused on right now?
The wrong things.
Right.
I said in a recent speech at a Black History Month, and I don't know if it's controversial, but I feel like it was, is that Black history doesn't matter if we don't create a Black future. It doesn't matter what we did in the past if we don't do nothing with it. It doesn't matter about us being free with slaves if we're going to act like we're still slaves to this day.
Yeah.
The chains only fall off when you believe they fall off.
Right.
They can still be attached with them not even being on.
Facts.
So we have to understand that creating a better future is the only way that the history has true meaning.
Facts.
Facts.
No,
Well
that's
said too.
no, that's no.
All
That's
right.
it.
Go on and go.
Yeah.
Going into my next question, right? So as an entrepreneur talking about Black people, what are some obstacles specifically as a Black man that you've dealt with as in being an entrepreneur?
Believing that I can do it. That was one. I had to change my mindset because before being an entrepreneur, I was employee mindset. You know, 9 to 5. You know, go to work, get off, come back. This is the time you go to lunch. This time you come back. This is how many days you get off for vacation. This is when time you come back. Employee minded, right? Until, you know, my job fired my ass, and that's when the world opened up for me, and that's when I became an entrepreneur. Cause that feeling, bro, in my stomach, like when they let me go, my job, I work for Enterprise Rent a Car. I'm throwing them out there, Enterprise Rent a Car, and when they let me go, man, I never been fired before, so it hit personal, you know.
Me?
Yeah, you gonna let me go?
Yeah, facts.
And
Like,
I know I'm working harder
yeah,
than such as
yeah,
me.
yeah. So when it hit me, I was like, yo, like, all right, this would never happen to me again.
Mm.
I would never put myself in a position where another man could tell me kick rocks. Ever.
That was the shift for you.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. So I had to change my mindset, like, never again. Remember that feeling. Remember that feeling. Remember how it made you feel when you walked out of there, everybody looking at you like, oh, there you go.
There you
Got
go.
a box in his hand.
Another one
you know,
gone.
yeah, right?
Mm.
That always stuck with me.
I
So
feel
when
you on that.
things get tough and rough, like, remember that feeling. Remember that feeling. Remember that feeling, you know?
That's a perfect segue.
Yeah,
Some things
yeah.
just be lining up
Yeah,
with
yeah,
questions. They
yeah.
just be lining up, right? We talked about having that mindset shift. A lot of people discount the down portions in their life.
Mhm.
That literally was that shift for
Yep,
you.
yep.
Having to be fired when
Yeah.
it's never happened for you.
Yeah.
And I know you was working hard.
Yeah, bro.
You know you was doing your job. And for
Yeah.
somebody to look at you and be like, kick rocks,
Yeah.
just to discount what you've been doing this whole
Mhm.
time, that's a shift.
Yep.
So going on to my question, what has your journey taught you about yourself?
It taught me that I can bounce back from anything.
Mm.
That adversity is, part of life. But at the same time, also have a community that you can lean on.
Mm.
I'll be honest, like when I got fired from my job, I had just got engaged.
Mm.
You had a lot of things going on.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I gotta go back, tell the new missus to be like, I ain't got no job.
no
Yo.
They fired me today. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that's
tough.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and this is when I knew she was the one for me. I went
Talk
home.
about it.
Hey, ladies,
yeah.
ladies, listen up. This
Yeah.
is how you keep your man right here.
This is how
Put
I
this up. This is how
I
you
knew.
keep them.
Facts. This is how I knew, bro. I went home and I told her what happened. And she was like, you know what, you've been talking about doing this entrepreneur thing and starting your own business. And because at the time, before I got fired at Enterprise, one of my employees was doing Amazon. He was doing a little e-commerce on the side. He would come in with new clothes, new suits, stuff like that. Like, yo, new shoes. Like, yo, like, I don't know how much I'm paying you. I'm your boss. Like, where you get extra money from? You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I got this little side thing going, e-commerce. Like, yo, put me on, teach me the game. That's how I got into it. So he taught me about e-commerce before I got fired. So I got fired and let go. I was like, yo, let me do the e-commerce thing my man taught me. I'm just gonna go in on that. And I was telling my missus to be, my wife Monique, I was telling her, like, yo, like, I didn't want to do this. And she was like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. I'll be your fishnet. I'm like, fishnet, what is that? It's like, in the event that you fall, in the event that you can't take any bills, any circumstances, I'll catch you. I'll take care of the bills. I'll take care of your gas to get one of your appointments, things of that nature. True story, right? I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah, I'll be a fishnet. I'll take care of you. Just you go out there and build us a business.
Yo, I can't.
This is how I knew she was the one, bro.
Slide.
And
This is how I knew.
we're in right now.
And the age, I think that is one of the most important things that has been said on
Bro,
this podcast.
queen, true queen. And we ain't married yet. Keep that in mind.
Ain't
You know what
even married yet.
It's engaged fiance.
So that means you don't get the ring and start acting like a wife.
Yeah,
You act like a wife before you get the
man.
ring.
That's it.
it's like you want a job. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You
Wait
gotta
till I
prove
get
to
the
me you
job.
deserve
gotta
the job.
prove that I'm doing
Yeah,
the job working
yeah.
well before they offer you the job.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies,
Come
I
on,
need y'all to
y'all.
watch this whole podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to all the information he dropped. This is what happens when you build a true man up.
Yep. Facts.
This is what happened when you be a helpmeet like God said you're supposed to be.
Facts.
A man gonna bring home the bread and take care of you as long as you take care of him at his lowest moment. Come on now.
That's it.
Come on now. This right here.
That's it.
This right here should change a lot of y'all mindsets
it.
because a lot of y'all don't understand.
Exactly.
We will do everything in our power to make sure y'all good as long as y'all are willing to catch us when we fall.
That's it.
That's all we want to support.
That's
all we
it. That's
want.
all I need support, man.
And he said she ain't had a ring yet.
Ring yet. She had me
Nah,
back.
that's deep, bro.
And that's hard for
Yeah.
like a man to get fired and come home to his soon-to-be wife and be like, yo, I don't got a job no more. Honestly, I know when she said that, you was like, it was
I cried,
like a
bro.
big
Let me
relief.
be honest with you. I cried. I
I know
teared
that
it
was
right
a
there in front of
relief.
me. I teared right in front of her.
That's what we talk about. We talked about it previously on the podcast about being vulnerable.
yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
it's
what
hard to
being
do that.
vulnerable-
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that made it so easy for you to do it
100%.
anytime after that.
100%. When she said that,
I'm sure, bro, that gave you the confidence. I'm finna go hard.
it's a fact.
I'm about to,
Exactly what
whatever
I
I
did.
had in me, I'm turning the time
Tenfold.
Yeah, exactly
Come on,
right.
yo.
Exactly right.
120%.
100%.
She believe in me to.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I ain't finna make it. You think I ain't finna bring home this Amazon?
Mhm.
Stop.
She said, I'm going
Yep.
to be your fishnet. I'll catch you.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like
yeah,
that joint get me
yeah,
emotional.
yeah.
Shout out her.
Shout out to my wife, Monique,
out-
baby.
shout out.
Dr. Woodley, I got you.
That's
my wife.
That's getting
cold.
me
Yeah,
emotional,
man.
bro.
That is
Yep.
big because that's literally the type of stuff that we look for.
Yep.
And it seems like it's impossible to find some of that stuff in today's day and age. But the fact that you have that and it helped you get to the point that you're at.
The support system was important.
Nah, bro, that support system is important. Especially in a like you mentioned, bro, being in an industry that's taboo, like finances.
Yeah.
Something we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Like in our community as a whole, Black people aren't going out at dinner and talking about finances.
Not at all. Or dinner table.
At the dinner table. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not talking about that.
TV.
Yep.
You feel me? Or on their phones or doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, or not even having dinner.
Yep.
Somebody's at work, this person at work, and you fending for yourself to try to get dinner. Right? So for you to have that support, bro, that gives you all the confidence in the world to go be that hero, bro. Like you need that support. You need that love. Like as a man, Black man especially, we go outside, bro, and we're constantly on audition.
Yeah.
We're constantly getting torn down or feeling like we're less than. And, you know, we're constantly being, you know, painted or portrayed as the person that's the angry Black man, somebody that's a threat. You know what I'm saying? So to come home and be in a safe haven where your fiance at the time believed in you so much, that make you want to put your cape on.
100%. And go through a wall.
It's whatever.
You know what I mean?
Like your no to this, it don't even, what?
Yeah.
And you told me no, cool, whatever. Next one, whatever. Like I can't be stopped. You feel me? Like if you want to have the beauty of, in my opinion, right, to create a dynamic duo, right? Having like in a family like The Incredibles. You feel me? Like if you ever watched Incredibles 2, I think it was, when the man wasn't able to go out and be the hero.
The wife was.
He was like at home. He was not himself. He was irritable. Like the family wasn't together. You know what I'm saying? Like, but when he was able to go put his cape on, when the wife believed in him and they were both out there able to be in their gifts and put their cape, crazy work.
I agree.
Crazy work.
Exactly right. Exactly
okay.
Right.
So I think, you know, on that note, man, me being selfish, this is a selfish question for me. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm still kind of young, you feel me? Looking for the right one, right? How do you balance chasing your goals and your dreams, right? And becoming the best version of Jamone as an individual and as a financial coach, with also balancing being a great father and a great husband?
So I guess for me, I put priorities in family first, right? Like for example, you know, the lifestyle that I'm now able to have, where I'm an avid traveler, I get to travel to a different city or country just about every month because I'm a YouTuber on the side. I don't know if I told y'all that. A world traveling YouTuber, right? And this is also one of the reasons why you know, I go so hard, because my wife looked out for me in the beginning, so I want to get my lifestyle that she always wanted. So I take her around the world now, right? And so for us, we balance by, you know, doing trips. We do events. We do getaways. And that's like our restart every month or every couple of weeks. So I balance work, go hard
every
here.
Month, you doing well.
Yeah. We're fortunate. We're fortunate. Very fortunate. And so we are able to balance by, you know, go hard for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we do our thing for another couple of days or a week, and then come back and do it all over again. So we're able to find that balance in our household by doing trips and getaways. So that's how we catch our balance. You know, for those who aren't able to do that, you know, I do the same thing, like a weekend getaway or a date night, or you know, catch a show, a comedy show, things of that nature, because, you know, the world is tough. The world gonna beat you up. You know, your job, career gonna beat you up, and coworkers and your boss will beat you up. So in order to kind of get away from that, you know, you need an escape, and usually there's some kind of form of entertainment or getaway for us.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so that's how we do it.
The battle's showing up.
Nah, that's dope. So traveling with your wife, man, and a YouTube channel. I think a lot of times, right now in our day and age, people want to travel.
Yeah.
Right, but we have a reverse aspect of it. Is like we want to travel now, single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
move right now.
Yeah. Like
move right now.
If we don't get it now, it ain't gonna never happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have a instant gratification,
Yep.
microwave lifestyle.
Yep.
Like I need to go on this trip with my homegirls. I need to go on this trip with my homies.
Otherwise, I ain't gonna never be able to do it.
Otherwise, I ain't gonna never be able to enjoy it.
Yep.
You feel me? So talk about, I think, the enjoyment and the fulfillment that you have within yourself being able to travel with your wife. Because I think sometimes we view fun
as being without your significant
as
other.
being without your significant other.
Mhm.
We view fun as I can't have my spouse or my partner with me because I ain't gonna have as much fun.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I think talk about especially if nothing else, talk to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About the fulfillment that you feel, especially, you know, the origin of your story, your wife being your fishnet, of what it feels like to be able to travel with your wife and being able to still have fun with your partner.
Yeah. So, man, this is a really good question because, you know, I went super hard in the business because my wife was that fishnet for me, right? So as like I don't say reward, but as like me saying, thank you, babe, here's this lifestyle. You know, we can get to do this, we get to do that because you went so hard for me in the beginning. Now I'm doing the same thing for you now, right? And so it's really rewarding and fulfilling being able to do that. Now, the best memories, though, that I get is with my queen, bro. Why? Because we're going to get old one day and we're going to have experiences to look back on. You know, the J's and the nicest clothes, I don't care about none of that. But the experiences, those things will last forever.
Yep.
So be able to do things with my queen, you know, on a monthly basis is a really good way to not only build a really strong relationship, but also to build like a really strong marriage. So we've been very, very fortunate in that capacity because we're able to live these experiences together for a long period of time. Like, yo, babe, remember in 2017 we went to Tokyo? Remember we got lost? Remember we almost got carjacked in San Jose, Costa Rica? Man, you know what I mean? Like, we have these memories, you know? You can have fun thinking about it later on, right? These true stories too. And so I find the reward in that, you know? But traveling with your significant other, doing things with your significant other, because those memories that you have for a lifetime.
No,
you know what I mean?
Sure, nah.
I think a lot of people forget that your significant other is actually supposed to be your friend.
Best friend.
A lot of people see it as like it's only a relationship. Like that's my husband, that's my wife. We're supposed to be mates together. We're supposed to build a family, but they forget about the aspect of actually having a friend. If you're so worried about just being a family and holding that together and not understanding that there has to be a time for you guys to be individuals together and be able to communicate about the fun times that you have, to be able to talk about the different things, to where your wife doesn't have to run and talk to her homegirls, you don't have to run and talk to your homeboys. Y'all can talk about these things together and actually work through stuff and actually have fun. I feel like everybody is so caught in this mindset that they can't have fun with their significant other. It's like, oh, my wife around, my husband around.
I'm adding that to my list.
It's about to be
I gotta be able to. We talked about the 3 things you want to see in your wife.
We gotta be able to have fun together.
Gotta have fun. I'm adding that to my list.
You gotta have fun together.
I'm adding that to my list.
Because at the end of the day, your kids are gonna grow old and they're gonna leave the house. Your friends are gonna start their own lives. And the only person that you're gonna have is your significant other. When y'all grow old and y'all sitting on the porch, shaking, everybody going through what they doing, having their fun, looking at all the different things. It's just y'all two. So learn how to build that relationship and understand the importance and the longevity of what y'all had beyond the different things that you have, beyond the money, the shoes, the clothes, the spending. Because everybody wants that transaction. Like, can you pay my bills? Can you do that? All right, that's cool. But can you really give me companionship when everybody else is gone?
Right. Build a life with me.
Exactly.
That's deep, yo. That's super deep. You got me over here. I'm thinking like, what do I want?
What do I want?
What is my life?
Find your queen, bro.
Like, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Find your queen.
Like, nah, that's heavy, bro. And man, you gave some great insight. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, bro, and that's the beautiful thing about podcasting. I may sound like a broken record. I learned so much from doing it.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times I'm like, oh, we'll just put out content and I'll just listen and put it out and make clips. And like, I'm learning. Like, honestly, if we wouldn't have had you on the pod, we already podded in the car. On the Uber ride, we already podded. So like, a key to success, I feel, is like, do what you would do even if you weren't getting paid for it. We would do this anyway. Like, when we met you randomly out, we would already had this type of conversation.
We've been chopping it up.
We might as well put the camera on and do it now.
Yep.
You feel me? So make sure that you're doing whatever you want to do in life. Do that, right? Even if you get paid for it or not. You know what I'm saying? Because that was what would make you stick through those tough times.
Facts.
That's when you don't feel like doing it, or where times get harder, you know what I'm saying, and your situation get laid off. That's what's gonna make you keep going.
Yep. Yep.
You feel me? Your purpose, your gift, being likable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, bro, that's huge, man. We learned a lot, bro.
Yeah.
This is
lot.
a great path.
This was an amazing,
You feel me?
podcast.
And we're gonna do another pod, but I want you to stay for it though. So we'll do another one after this. But you know, anything else that you want to plug, bro? Anything like business wise, brand, new courses that you may be offering that you want to plug right now?
Yeah. So you know, definitely look out for me on the YouTube Woodley Wanderers. Subscribe, like channel. We're trying to grow that. But also, you know, check us out on Jay Woodley for the Instagram. That's where my business profile is. If you want to know about the financial literacy, things of that nature. I want to give a shout out to my twin brother, man. He's one of the biggest fans, right? And he's a business owner as well. And he has two of the best escape rooms in the city. Black-owned escape room business, does very well.
In LA.
In LA. One in Northridge and one in near the USC area.
And what's the name of those?
It's called the Enchanted Escape Room.
Enchanted Escape.
Enchanted
Y'all
Escape
go
Room.
check that out.
Check that out. It's super dope. One of the best in the city. Two of the best in the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm very grateful for y'all, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it was amazing having you on.
Bring me on, man.
Dope.
Like this was
Most
dope,
definitely.
man. Thank you, man.
From an Uber ride.
Uber ride.
Uber ride.
Yeah, on the way to the office, I do Uber, right? Because it's convenient. I might as well make some money on the way to the office.
Hustler.
You know?
Might as well make some money.
Yeah.
You see what happened when you get good brothers together.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to blur that out. That's going to be blurred
I hear
out.
achieving. You know?
That was going to be blurred out.
Yeah.
But no, this was dope, man. Like I said again, bro, we learned a lot, and we appreciate you for taking this, opportunity to give game to us, give game to the people, and take it seriously. You know what I mean? Man. Like we want to let people know that literally we trying to get you free.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
In every aspect of the word.
In every aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you mentioned mindset earlier. It's like your mindset has to change,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people don't understand your appetite, what you eat, what you listen to, what you take in, visually, all has to do with your appetite.
Yep.
How does your appetite change? Your mindset changes.
Facts.
When I'm a kid, I want candy all the time.
Yeah.
But as I mature, I realize candy might not be the best thing for
Can't
me.
deal with all that sugar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my appetite changes now. The more I eat salad, the more I start to crave it. Man, I got a craving now for acai bowls.
Oh, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Some acai bowls.
But before I'm like, I couldn't even pronounce it right. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm like,
growth, bro.
you feel me?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
what I'm saying is like, you crave what you focus on.
Yeah.
You crave what your mindset is on. So if you want to change your appetite, change your mindset.
I like that.
You feel me?
I like that.
You feel me? What you got for the people? Close us out.
Hey, man, I don't really got much for y'all, man. It's been an amazing podcast. I appreciate my good brother coming on here one more time for the noob.
Yo.
But yeah, you already know how it is.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And check us out. Check him out. Jamone Woodley, Synergy Financial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This was a great podcast. Rewind it. Slow it down. You feel me? Tell everybody if you want to learn something, go tap in with him.
Yeah.
If they want to get your strategies, where can they go one more time?
Go Jay Woodley Instagram or email JamoneWoodley@yahoo.com. I'm easy to find.
Perfect. And it's Freewenow.
Till it is backwards.
And now we free.